All right, what's up, guys? It's Luke here. I'm back again, and I wanted to do a video today, kind of going over today's price action. I felt like there was a lot of good setups today, and I just kind of wanted to go over it because I only went over the two trades that I took. Obviously, I took a break even and then a winning trade. If you guys check my trade recap, but yeah, I'm gonna go through this really quick. Before you get into it, guys, if you guys are interested in joining the VIP section of the Discord, go check out the link in my in the description. It goes over everything more. But enough of that. I just want to let you guys know I'm doing that now. So if you guys want more access, that's just an option. But obviously, you guys don't need it. But coming into the session today, leaning bullish. Obviously, I already told you guys I was leaning bullish in my trade recap. Again, I just want to go over some more of the setups today. But yeah, so obviously higher time frame, I was bullish. Now, why am I bullish? Because again, we had previous day high as a draw on liquidity. We had Asia highs, we had relative equal highs, so we were just clearly trending bullish, and I didn't want to be trying to catch shorts, like just randomly catch shorts. I wanted to wait for strong confirmation in order to take shorts. So if you go over to the pre-market analysis, you could see the situations I was looking at. I wanted to see price trade higher, but if we got a manipulation, I was thinking somewhere below London low, I would be looking for a bounce back to the upside, and this situation is pretty much what ended up happening. We got that manipulation lower, and then we end up getting the move into the daily gap, and the daily gap ends up sending us lower. So everything played out pretty much perfectly. You can't really predict the order of what's going to happen. But yeah, so first setup, okay? Let me put this here. Okay, so first setup, there was obviously the Judas swing, okay? So market opens up and it initially manipulates down. We come down and we end up sweeping out London low. And what do you notice about the 930 wick here? We leave a 930 wick. Now, does this 930 wick sweep out anything? No, it just adds to the already generated low resistance liquidity. So now we have a 930 wick, we have low resistance liquidity, and we have our higher time frame draws, which in this case is previous day high, the relative equal highs, and Asia high. Now, there's a few ways you could have played this, okay? So there was this 1 minute entry right here at 934. I didn't really like this one personally, just because if we go over to ES, let me just find ES really quick at 934. ES right here, 934. ES did just leave kind of relative equal lows at stop, so I was a little bit skeptical. So I wanted to wait kind of for a higher time frame inversion. I do think 936 was good as well. We get a strong displacing candle. It doesn't inverse this 1 minute gap right here, I don't think, but I do think this was good in line with the higher time frame bias. The draw is higher. We have low resistance. You have a 930 wick. You could have easily taken your entry right here. I do think this is a solid trade. Now, for me personally, what I ended up doing was waiting for the 5 minute. Now, I usually don't like 5 minute inversions, but in this case, the draw on liquidity was insanely strong. Again, we have previous day high, relative equal highs. We had a clear accumulation manipulation. I want to see this leg distribute higher. So I ended up taking this 5 minute inversion, as you guys see it in the trade recap, and I literally got edged. I was looking for previous day high, and yeah, got literally edged, and price came down, stopped me out break even. Luckily, I was able to get in another trade, which I'm going to go over. But on this leg to the upside, I do think this 5 minute was a good trade. If you did tighten your stop up, maybe you put your stop there and you did just go for the 1-to-1. Obviously, this would have played out. I do think we should have hit previous day high, but at the same time, keep in mind, ES did end up taking it out. And then we ended up, you could see ES ended up taking out, and then we ended up reversing. So if you closed when ES took the draw, that is fine too. But on this leg to the upside, I do think probably your best entry was going to be, what was it, 936. I think this was a solid entry. You get clear displacement off the low, you have low resistance above, and a higher time frame draw. So I think this was a solid entry. If you wanted to play it safe, 5 minute was probably your safest bet. But again, you either got edged, or you went for the 1-to-1 with a tighter stop and you hit that trade perfectly. So now what happens? Nothing here. Obviously, we don't want to be shorting here because we have previous day high and relative equal highs above. We get this move down, and what does 10 a.m. do? Now, we know that the Fed was speaking at 10 a.m., so this is going to be a data wick. What does it do? It comes up, it edges, and it doesn't take it out. So what is this? This is more generated buy side liquidity. Now, not only do we have this data wick, we have Asia high, we have previous day high, we have all of these relative equal highs up here. So this is just adding to the generated buy side that we already have, and it's just giving us more reason to want to take longs if we get a setup. So price comes down here, obviously not interested in shorting when we have a literal data high and previous day high above. On top of that, an unmitigated daily gap. So price ends up flushing down, ends up passing through London low, and we end up taking out this PM low right here. Now on this leg down, we also get a sweep of Asia low on ES. So you can see NQ sweeps out PM low, ES sweeps out Asia. So now they're both in a spot to potentially want to move higher. So there's a couple entries again on this leg that you could have taken. Now, this is one of those days where you're getting moves back and forth. So entry number one, the entry that I took personally was the 30-second CISD. I got in a bit earlier. Obviously, this one was a bit more discretionary. I personally was just super confident in price running this low resistance. So you can see right here, we have low resistance liquidity. I took this 30-second at 10.16, went like this. Stop was like this, and I went for the 1-to-1, and I was just in and out. That was all I wanted to go for on this Friday. I didn't know if we were going to get the entire move up or if we were going to get a small move, maybe chop, and then run it later in the PM session. But this was the trade I took. Now, why did I take this? ES and NQ both just swept out higher time frame liquidity. We have low resistance above the target in the short term, and I'm confident in price running to the higher time frame DOL very soon. So that was entry right there. Now, how else could you have played this? Well, same idea, but if you were scared to take that 30-second, you could have taken this 2-minute right here. You get a nice 2-minute CISD. I think there was, let me look here. There was a couple entries you definitely could have gotten involved in. You could have, let's keep looking here. I think the best entry was, if you wanted to play it a bit safer, you probably could have just gotten away with that 2-minute CISD. So this candle right here, 10.18. I think this is a solid trade. Again, you have the good thing about this entry, regardless of where exactly you took it. We also get this 1-minute inversion, nice displacement right here. Again, you could have gave your stop some room and tried that. But what we get is a sweep of higher time frame sell side on NQ and ES. We have clear low resistance above, and we have relative equal highs with like significant draws on the higher time frame. So you could have held all the way up to there. I wish I could have held, but I couldn't because I was on consistency accounts. Now, in terms of continuations up here, there was a 3-minute. Just give me 1 sec. Okay, so there was a 3-minute continuation. So you can see right here, we pull back, we tap into this 3-minute gap. Now, is this a really good trade to be taking? Probably not, but in terms of the draw and liquidity, where price is clearly displacing towards, you can get away with something like this in this case. I personally, well, I was already done at this point, but I don't think I would have taken this. Even though the draw was strong, you probably could have gotten away with this 1-minute CISD. We're clearly displacing towards this draw, so you probably could have scraped the 1-to-1 there. Now, again, do I like taking 3-minute continuations? No, but if the draw is that strong, we have relative equal highs with a data high. This would be one of the times I'd be willing to take it. But yeah, you get that confirmation with the CISD. Keep in mind, this is at 10.29. You'd expect 10.30 to deliver higher, which it does. Okay. Now, what do we do here? We tap into that daily gap and we tap into the 4-hour above. So whatever, we're just in this daily gap at this point. So for me personally, I was obviously off the charts at this point, but there was an opportunity for shorts that I seen that you definitely could have taken. So we were using this daily gap as the condition. If price respects it, we'd obviously be potentially looking for shorts back down. Now, did I think it was going to run this aggressively? Probably not, but there was an opportunity here. So as you can see, we do have this unmitigated, actually it was an unmitigated 30, unmitigated 15, regardless, whatever. We do get this retrace right here. I actually kind of like this. Where was it? We get this retrace into this 5-minute. So you can see right here, we kind of create this 5. We do inverse it to the upside, but again, when you have like these relative equal lows right here leading into that unmitigated higher time frame gap, I think this like honestly looking back here, this 2-minute was a great trade right here. 11.32. You have 11.30. Yeah, this looks perfect. Something like this, you could have gave your stop room like this. You could have gone break even at that unmitigated, and you could have targeted, even if you just went for the 1-to-1 or you really had conviction. I mean, I would definitely have not held this all the way down. This would have been a quick play for me, just in terms of how bullish we were on the higher time frame, but you would expect some type of reaction out of that daily. But I do think this was a solid continuation short as well. But yeah, crazy day of volume, a lot of setups. In terms of trades of the day, I think anything you were able to get involved in on that Judas swing was great. And then this second leg to the upside, anything like, again, this long was great here. This 2-minute, 10.18, 10.16. I think those were all great trades. Again, you're just targeting higher time frame. You have a data high, you have previous day high, your draw liquidity is so strong, and if you have low resistance leading towards it, I think this is a solid trade. This was just if you were trading PM. Obviously, I wasn't on during this point, but this would have been a like generational short right here. But a really good day at PA. A lot of opportunity today. If you didn't get anything today, I wouldn't feel bad. I came into the day being cautious as well, just because of the Jackson Hole symposium, and we had news, so I was being cautious. I only caught literally 1 hour when I could have made a lot more, but it is what it is, especially when you got to come in and play defense in August. So hopefully we get some good PA like this starting off in September. So that's it from you guys. Let me know what you guys took today. If you guys took anything, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.